Dear friends, myself Dr. Chandrasekhar Bangarwal welcome you all in the group which has focused on the cracking of the postgraduate entrance test or NEET examination for PG entrance in Ayurvedic courses. The aim of our group is to study hard to develop a skill to crack the PG entrance test which has got some special characters. When we have formed our groups, accidentally we are coming together, but we do not have information about other person. So the purpose of this communication to introduce myself to you and to have discussion about how we are going to develop the skill. That was the aim. So, myself, Dr. Chandrasekhar Bangarwal, here is my small introduction is there. I have passed BMS from Nagpur University, Nagpur in 1985. I have passed MD Kriya Sharir in 1997 from Pune University, Pune. I have got total 30 years of the teaching experience, out of which 10 years as a lecturer, 5 years as a reader, and remaining more than 14 years as a professor in the Department of Kriya Sharir. I have also worked as a Dean, Yashwantrao Chavan Ayurvedic Medical College, Aurangabad, Maharashtra for 2 years. Then Prakash Institute of Ayurvedic Medical Sciences and Research, Ayurvedic College, Jhajjar, District Bulandshahr, Uttar Pradesh for 1 year. I have experience of working as a 14 years experience as a professor and head in the Department of Kriya Sharir. I have also worked as a member in Board of Studies and Board of Examination in Maharashtra University of Health Sciences, Nasik, Maharashtra from 2002 to 2007 and 2007 to 2012, that is 10 years. I have PG teachers experience for 6 years and 15 students have completed MD in the subject Kriya Sharir under my guidance. Additionally, this introduction is just whatever I have done so far. But I will like to introduce myself to you as a teacher. So, I like teaching. Teaching is passion. When I talk with the students, I become very happy. When students actively involved in teaching learning process, I enjoy as a teacher there. So I would like to say that I have done so many things so far. I have conducted many seminars, many conferences, participated, presented. I was as a chairperson of the session. Many academic achievements are there. In spite of all academic activities, I will just simply introduce myself as I am a teacher. Teaching is definitely a noble profession. How a good teacher should be. Charka has advised to select your teacher and he has given some criteria. Teacher should be a good communicator. So whatever I want to tell you, you should understand it totally. For example, teacher has given 100% to the students, but some students grasp 50%, some students grasp 75%. Whatever may be, the teacher should make effort to pass out 100% of his knowledge to the teacher. On this path, I am walking from so many years, and here we have started a new group and we are working together, we are studying together. Now, when our aim is to crack the PG entrance examination, we should remember few things. We are studying Ayurveda. We are students of Ayurveda. So, our main theme is Ayurveda. Hitahitam sukham dukham mayusya se hitahitam manam chatache yatrokta Ayurveda suchyate. You are aware of this definition. What is the purpose of Ayurveda? In small words, Charka says Hetu Lingaushadha Jnanam Sastatur Parayatanam. We mostly in the Ayurveda talks about the Hetu, that is causative factors, Linga, that is clinical features, and Aushad, that is the management of the patient, in Atur, and if needed in Swastha also. I don't talk much more about Ayurveda because we are going continuously talk about the Ayurveda. Next is Ayurveda is learned from the so many different types of the text. Charak Samhita, Susru Samhita, Vagbhat Samhita, which is also known as Ashtang Hridaya and Ashtang Sangraha, Madhav Nidan Bhav Prakash Sharangdar Samhita, Yog Ratnakar, Hari Samhita, Kashyap Samhita, Bhel Samhita. These are the different texts through which you can study Ayurveda. And when you study Ayurveda in details, then you have opportunity to undergo an evaluation process called examination. Before appear to the examination, you should have a thorough study about it. We should remember that Ayurveda is so vast that it is not possible for anybody and his whole life to learn even a small part of the Ayurveda in his whole life. Ayurveda is that much of vast. So, study is also called as tapasarya. When you go for study or tapasarya, सबसे पहले हमारा अहंकार कम हो जाता है. We realize that study, how difficult is understanding, how difficult is to remain. So, the person who has real knowledge and he has studied very much in the past do not have ahankar. While making efforts for study, your ahankar goes down. And you do not expect that opposite person must know any of the things. When we study, we realize that it is also possible that some of the things may be difficult for other person also, because we are also facing the same problem. Now, these texts, Charak Samhita, Susru Samhita, Vagbhat Samhita, which are known as the Brihatrayi, and additional other texts, have many of the commentaries, for which we call these as Tika. We learn Ayurveda not only from these texts, but also from the Tika. These commentators have an important role played in the past to flourish the knowledge or to add knowledge in the Samhita Grantha. So we should be able to aware about the all text along with his commentary. The third point, when you know the Grantha, when you know the Tika, then you should able to translate it in appropriate language, maybe English, maybe Hindi or any language, but we should aware about the at least English and Hindi language. We cannot avoid these two languages. So, number one, we have to study the Grantha in detail. Number two, we have to study Tika in detail. Number 3, we have to translate and understand the Ayurveda. Then number 4, you should able to study the parallel concepts in the modern science also. If you go for the comparative study, what has said in the Ayurveda and what is said about it in the modern science, that study has also got the importance. You cannot avoid the importance of the modern medical science as it is a leading science in the today's world. Even in India, where Ayurveda originates, modern medical science is leading. So you cannot avoid that. Number 5th step may be you have to study Ayurveda in details in own language and in own experience. Remember that experience is most important things in our life. You can add experiences to understand Ayurveda in detail. Then I will like to say that after these 5 stages, your study has not completely completed but partially completed, because Ayurveda is too vast. What we understand is that when you have studied yourself completely for the society, then you have to share your experience, share your knowledge, and make aware the society. In the whole society, Ayurvedic principles that are useful, just like Prakriti Siddhanta, Agni Siddhanta, Panchamahabhut Siddhanta, Koshta Siddhanta. In our India, the peoples are aware about the blood group, but they are not aware about their own Agni, own Koshta, own Prakriti. Which is my Prakriti? They do not know. And Ayurveda is originated in our nation. That is unfortunate part of it. But let us decide from our side. We will try to change the scenario and we will make the peoples aware of Ayurveda. Again, I will come back to make the peoples aware of the Ayurveda. We will study Ayurveda through these 5 stages. Number 1, understand Samhita Grantha. Number 2, understand Tika. Number 3, translate and understand the meaning of everything. Number 4, parallel concepts in the modern medical science. And number 5, add our experiences and knowledge in the Grantha, and then afterward we can present everywhere. Tikas are also important, as we have seen. Now this Ayurveda education in India is based like the modern medical education or allopathy education. Unfortunately, that should not be actually like this. We could have been learned the text, but it is not there. In BMS first year we learn Sanskrit Samhita Siddhanta, Rachana Sharir, Kriya Sharir. In BMS second Charak Samhita Purvarda, Rog Nidan Evam Vikriti Vidyan, Dravya Gun. Number 4, Rasashastra and Bhaishajya Kalpana. In BMS third year, we learn about the Charak Samhita Uttararda, Swastarutta, Agat Tantra, Strirog Prasuti, and Komar Bhritya. BMS fourth, we learn about the Kaya Chikitsa, Panchakarma, Shalya Tantra, Shalakya Tantra, research methodology, and statistics. So, whenever you appear for the PG entrance examination, it is expected that you have a knowledge of about these all subjects. There are nearly 15 subjects. You should have thorough knowledge about the 15 subjects. And in the subjects, Sanskrit Samhita Siddhanta, you should be aware about the Sanskrit language. This Sanskrit subject is going to get added in the NEET examination. In Samhita and Siddhanta, you should be aware of the different types of texts as you have seen. Rachana Sharir, parallel subject in the modern medical sciences, anatomy, deals with the structure inside the body. Here, we learn many of the Ayurvedic concepts, how the structure is important, and details about the structure inside the body. Here you should remember that this subject is more helpful for the surgical process. So the people who go for the Shadya and Shalakya specialization, they must be knowing details of the Rachana Sharir. Kriya Sharir, which is based on the Dosh Dhatu Mal Vijnan, Prakriti, Agni, Koshtas, Srotas, Dhatu Sarata, different concepts, then Mana, different properties of the Mana, Nidra, Swapna, all these things are important in the Kriya Sharir. You should learn it. Rog Nidan and Vikruti Vijnan is just like a pathological changes occur inside the body on the basis of Dosh Dhatu Mal Vijnan. Here Rogi Pariksha can be done with the help of Darshan, Sparshan and Prashna, and Rog Pariksha can be done with the help of Hetu, Purvarup, Roop, Upashay, Anupshay and Samprapti, which is also known as the Panchanidan. This Panchanidan should be applied to the every disease, and we should study it in the detail. We are going to study it. Dravyagun Vijnan is related with the study of herbs. The concepts in the Dravyagun Vijnan are Rasa, Vipak, Virya, Samanya, Vishesh, Prabhav, all these things. Now this should be applied for the each and every herbal. And there are herbal, which is the important part of your therapeutic management. This knowledge is very important. Ras Shastra and Bhaishya Kalpana is just like a pharmacology, preparation of the medicines, Panchavidha Kashaya Kalpana, then different ras, Maharas, Sadharan ras, Uparas, Dhatu, Upadhatu, Ratna, how these are utilized in the pharmacological management. In the patients, we can use Bhasma, Loha, Parpati, Mandur, which are used in a small quantity. You can also use Ekeri Churna, having knowledge of the Dravyagun. Then you can use Gutika, Vatika, Gugulakalpa, then Aswarishta, then powders in the different forms known as Churna, then Grita. So we have got many types of the medicines and their Kalpana. On that basis, we can use this in the clinical practice. So Rasashastra Bhaishya Kalpana is useful in the therapeutic management of patient. Then Swastarutta, Swastasya Swastarakshanam, for which is the aim of Ayurveda, what we are going to do. Here we study different aspects of the yoga, Ashtanga Yoga, Yam, Niyam, Asana, Pranayam, Pratyahar, Dhyan, Dharana, Samadhi, and some more details concepts in the Swastarutta. Agat Tantra, Susruta says, Agat Tantram Nama Sarpa Kita Luta Moshaka Adishta Vish Vyanjanartha Vivid Vish Sanyogopshamanartham Cha, different types of the poisons, different types of the bites from Sarpa, Kita, Luta, Mushak, etc. All these studied, all the concepts in Agat Tantra. We should know about it. Then Sri Rog and Prasuti Tantra and Bal Rog, they are combined in the branch Ashtanga Ayurveda. Sri Rog deals with the diseases of the females, young age females in reproductive age. And Prasuti Tantra, the detailed knowledge about the labor and after labor. Different diseases. Here, diseases described in modern medical science are different, and slightly different diseases are described in Ayurveda science. For example, Charka has described 20 Yoni Rog. So, all the time we should know both of it. Then Kaumar Bhrityanam, कुमारभरणधात्री क्षीर दोष संशोधन अर्थम दुष्टस्तन्यग्रह समुत्थानां च व्याधीनाम उपशमनार्थम. For this branch, which is called as the pediatrics, here again I want to say that comorbidity is basically both Stri Rog Prasuti as well as Bal Rog. We should know. Then काय चिकित्सा नाम सर्वांग संसरितानाम व्याधीनाम ज्वर रक्तपित्त शोषोन्माद अपस्मार कुष्ठमेहातिसारादि नाम उपशमनार्थम. काय चिकित्सा, which is actually a main branch of Ayurveda. That does not mean that other branches are not important, but most of the peoples can have this study of the Kaya Chikitsa. Even if you are BMS and working as a medical officer, you should have knowledge of the Kaya Chikitsa. If you are postgraduate or expert in the Kaya Chikitsa, it is the gold standard, it is best. In generally, the patient most of the time is treated with the knowledge of Kaya Chikitsa. Here also we are going to learn. Then Panchakarma, which are the 5 different modalities, treatment modalities in the Ayurveda, which are not described in any other science. Vaman Virechar, Basti Nasya Rakta Moksha. These are the 5 karmas. These 5 karmas are also called as the Pradhan Karma, because before Pradhan Karma, Purva Karma should be done, which consists of Deepan, Pachan, Snehan, Svedan. And after Panchakarma, Samsarjan Karma or Paschat Karma is done, which consists of the focusing mainly on the Ahar after Panchakarma. How Lagu Ahar, start with the Lagu Ahar, reaches to the normal diet. All the things about the Panchakarma we are going to learn, the definition of each and every karma, indications of each and every karma, contraindications of the each and every karma, then some of the Lakshan Pariksha in every Panchakarma, in every karma, Laingiki Pariksha, Maniki Pariksha, Vaigiki Pariksha about every karma, then Samayog, Heen Yog and Mithya Yog of the Panchakarma. Shalya Tantra, Shalya means a foreign body. A theme of the Shalya Tantra is Shalya, that is foreign body. And regarding that, Ashtavidya Shastra Karma and different types of the Shastra, Agni Karma, then different types of the Rakta Sravan method we are going to learn in the Shalya Tantra. Now Shalakya Tantra, Shalakyam Nam, Urdhva Jatrugatanam Vyadinam Upashamanartham. Above clavicle, that means 3 branches of the modern medical science included in the Shalakya Tantra. That is ophthalmology, ENT, ear, nose, throat, and dentistry. We will study here. Then research methodology and statistics. The difference between UG and PG is that you should know the research methods and statistical importance while doing the post-graduation. Research is simply means a scientific study or systematic study. Sometimes many of the students feel that the knowledge in Ayurveda and presentation is not systematic. Then we can make it systematic. So systematic study or scientific study which is based on the experimentation or investigation can be called as a research. This subject also we are going to learn. And statistics, how the statistical conclusions are drawn. Now after completing study, suppose you have done the study, then examination. Examination is best way of evaluation. How to make your own evaluation. Suppose our target is to become 100%. At present, how much percentage we are? So examination is the best way. We can examine ourselves, assess ourselves, and we can assess others also. This assessment system is consist of the questions are asked and answers are expected. More answers you know, you will get good score and you will be successful. Now there are many types of question, out of which some examples are there. Long answer questions, short answer questions, multiple choice questions or MCQs. When after completion you are going to face the NEET, we have to face this multiple choice question or MCQ type of test, because this test has got the more transparency as well as fast result giving method, and this method is utilized in whole India in the PG entrance examination for evaluation of the student. When you learn Ayurveda, what exactly means? Learning of Ayurveda can be done through listening or reading. Then you have to understand. Understanding, it depends on your perception and cognition. So first you read or listen, then you understand. Third, memory. You remember all the things. The more things you can remember, it will be easy for you to study. Now when you remember all the things in Ayurveda, then thinking, in which it is called as Manan. You always think about the reasoning or anything in concepts, how the concepts are important, how they can be utilized. Whenever all the study completes, learning, you are listen or reading, you are understand, your memory is ready, thinking is ready, then you have to present. You have to present in the written examination, sometimes in the Viva or practical examination, sometimes in seminars and conferences, sometimes many times in the clinics in front of patients. These are presentations should be very effective. Opponent should get impressed. That should be your aim. So, two of the examination you might could have been faced in written examination, in practical examination. For both of which, you have to write in the written examination and you have to answer in Viva or demonstrate in the practical examination. Both of these two examinations needs a different type of skill. In this way, if your presentation is nice, you get more score and you get successful. And lastly, it is important that both theoretically and practically, our science is not only theoretical science, it is practically important science. To learn Ayurveda needs a practically efforts. I will like to say that theoretical study is 20% important, practical study is 80% important. That means you can learn Ayurveda in indoors, IPDs, in OPDs, you can learn Ayurveda. Observation in the society, all the time you can have observation. Even if you are standing on a railway station, you observe many of the peoples. Try to observe the Ayurvedic concepts in them, if you have got the time, of course. So the purpose of my whatever I am saying is that you should have observation. Observation does not mean only to see. Observation means to see and conclude. You should have many of the conclusions after observation. More conclusions, more of the study we can say. Now, in examination through MCQ is today's best way and standard method to evaluate large number of examinees in few hours, considering that conditions are same for all examinees. Can and is calculated in terms of marks. Comparison can be done easily. Examinee having more marks can conclude it as a better. Selection is possible on the basis of marks. For example, if you want to select 20 out of 100, 20 examinee having higher marks can be selected. When you solve MCQ, you go through the 4 intellectual exercises. Number 1, you read and understanding the question. Number two, you remember what may be the answer where you have read this. Number three, you take the decision which option is correct. And number four, action or implementation in which you write down the correct answer. And for all these things, you get 45 seconds only, hardly. You should prepare yourself. So, solving MCQ, keep watch on the wristwatch as time frame has importance. May use 3 rounds method. In first round, answer all the questions for which you are 100% confident. In second round, answer all the questions for which you are not sure but can judge and take risks. In third round, revise how many questions you have solved if you have answered sufficient number of answers, and for few answers, whether to take the risk. If yes, the as per judgment answers the question. If no, then leave the questions. And for all these things, we have got only 90 minutes to do the work. Thank you. Again, I would like to conclude. Study should be done to definitely the marks are important, examination cracking is important, but study should be done to gain the knowledge. The person is more important who has knowledge. There are so many persons who has knowledge. The person who utilize the knowledge is more important. So first you should have knowledge, then you should utilize knowledge. You will be successful in the society. Thank you, students. Dear friends, I would like to say thank you. Have a good day. We will meet together soon with examination or test series. Thank you.